Hey guys, third video of the day. I actually got my last one done in one try. Surprise, surprise. Even though the phone rang at the end of it. But, this one's just going to be more of a life update / medical update. As you can see, I got the gay flag and the trans flag both hung up for us. Figured it would be a good place to hang them and do my videos. But what I want to talk to you guys about is medical care around our area. We live in Kentucky, as you guys know by now from my videos. Well, we are not very healthy people. You guys know I have had cancer, and Beth isn't very well. She's got breathing problems and stuff. And well, now you guys also know that I have seizures. So, and Beth's got high blood pressure. We go to the hospital pretty often because of our issues. Well, the ambulance service for Shelby County is not the greatest. They have come and they've yelled at us. Why are you calling us at this time in the morning? Well, what do you want us to do? We just want to go to the hospital. We don't drive. I can't anymore because of my seizures. Beth has anxiety and cannot. Plus, we can't afford a car. We are on one income, and it's not feasible. Like, her mom does live 3 miles away from us, but she is elderly. She can't come drive over here, take us a mile from our house to the hospital, drive back to her house, drive back to the hospital, take us home, and then drive back to her house. That's a lot on her. So, the thing is, we call the ambulance to get there, and her mom will pick us up, usually without a problem. And, like, if it's in the early mornings, she'll go to sleep and we'll call her when we're done. She'll get up and come get us. But the thing lately has been, we've had so many things since the beginning of this year that we've been in for. I went in the beginning of January 3rd, I think it was. Or no, it was February. Yeah, January 3rd. Because I had taken a pre-workout. Or no, 7th, sorry. January 7th, it was. Because I had taken a pre-workout, because we were going food shopping, I wanted to get everything in and out of the car quick, give me the energy to do it. Well, it happened to be that this pre-workout had more than the pre-workout I was used to in it. More caffeine. So, like, a couple hours later, my heart's still racing, having my seizures. And it came down to the fact of my chest wouldn't stop hurting. So we go in and we tell the doctor what's going on, or the physician's assistant that was there. And she said, okay, well, we're going to try these tests, see what's going on. We'll give you a chest x-ray. Come to find out, my lung had partially collapsed. Well, as it is, I've had trouble breathing, but they said they were admitting me, and then about 10 minutes later, after they said they were admitting me, Beth went with her mom to come here, put water down for the cat, extra water, make sure she had enough food, and grab some stuff for her to do for the night. While she's gone, the PA comes in and goes, well, we're admitting you, but we have to send you to downtown Louisville. I said, I can't do that. I have no way back from there. That's too far away. My mother-in-law doesn't know how to get there because she has anxiety driving. They're like, okay, but what hospital can she get to? I said, Baptist in Louisville, which is in as far as downtown Louisville, Norton by Baptist, or Baptist in LaGrange. They were the three that are easiest for her to get to, like from the area we're at. And they said, well, so we can see what we can do. Well, the only place they could get me into was Baptist. So I go there. But I don't get transferred till like 5 in the morning. Now I've been in the hospital since 7 at night. So I get there, I'm already exhausted. Because I've been up since like 2 or 1 the day before in the afternoon. And I'm sitting there. They take me for more x-rays. The doctor comes in and goes, we don't see this collapsed lung. And we can't get the disc to work. But we'll redo these x-rays in 6 hours. But we're going to do all these breathing treatments and tests for you to see how you're doing. I said, okay, sure. So they do all this. They come in, they say, well, you don't have a collapsed lung, but you have COPA. Chronic obstructive pulmonary asthma. And it's like the beginning stages of emphysema, they said. My lungs expand too much, but they don't fill up. Something like that, they said. So they released me with new medications, and I'm still having chest pain. Can't get rid of it. The only thing that was helping was morphine, and that was only helping for a couple minutes after the shot. So, and they had stopped at about 11 in the morning, and they released me about 5 at night. So, yeah. Now, I'm in pain. I come home, get my medicine at Rite Aid, take my medicine, go to bed. Just try to sleep it off. Because now I've been up. I barely slept at the hospital. And the next day I wake up, I cough up blood. I said, now, that's a side effect of the partial collapsed lung, I guess. The pain was still bad, so I said to Beth, we gotta go back to the hospital. Now it's Monday, because I went in on Saturday, got released Sunday, and Monday we go back to the hospital here. We called the ambulance. They said, well, you sound fine. We'll take you over. They run blood work, and the people from respiratory do an hour-long breathing treatment compared to the normal short ones. And I said, okay, whatever, try this. Now that didn't help. So when the blood work comes back, they say, okay, well, you're going to go get an x-ray. You're taking me back to x-ray. We get back there, and as I was on the wheelchair going from the room to x-ray, which is not even 2 minutes away, walking, they called from the ER and said, no, you're doing a CTA because there may be a pulmonary embolism. So they say that in front of me. So I freak out, partially going, what? And they said, yeah, there might be a pulmonary embolism. Sorry. And we're doing this. You're not allergic to contrast. And make me sign these papers that saying if I have a reaction, they can try to help me. But I signed all that. Get back to the room, wait about another hour, hour and a half. Doctor comes in and says, well, there's nothing we can see. There's no collapse lung, no COPD, COPA, whatever, and no blood clot. So, you might have pleurisy. Now I'm aggravated. But then I just still trying to get through it and stuff. But try to figure out what's going on. Then, like, in the past 2 weeks, almost 2.5 weeks now, we've had the issue of I had to go in 3 times in 3 days because of my seizures. They were so bad that there was nothing we could do. So Beth calls the ambulance because she's worried about me. I'm having seizures. So they bring me in the first night. No problem. Second night, they had to bring me in because the whole left side of my face was drooping. I couldn't lift my eyebrows. I couldn't smile. I couldn't grip with both hands the same, like, they thought I might have had a stroke. So there was no problem with that. The third night, now each night they send the fire truck first. The third night they came and they start yelling. Well, they're not going to do anything, so why are we picking you up? They start saying to Beth. And at this point, you could tell the ambulance people are getting a little aggravated. Well, one of them said something to Beth along the lines of, there's nothing they're going to do. I don't know why you keep calling. Beth almost got out of the ambulance while it was still moving. He had to grab her arm and tell her, hey, we're still moving. Stay still. Okay. Then the next day, now Beth's on another medicine for her stomach, and she's getting real bad chest pains and stuff. So first we called the doctor on call and say, is it okay that she stops this? No, but I don't have your chart in front of me, so I don't know. So we didn't get an answer from him. So we called the 24-hour nurses line that I have a number for with my insurance. And I go, well, she's having chest pains and trouble breathing. And they go, well, if she's having chest pains and trouble breathing, that's an allergy to this medicine. You need to get her to the ER right away. I said, oh, crap. Now it's like 1:30 in the morning at this point. So I go, okay. Get dressed, we're going to the hospital. I call the ambulance. Because, like I said, we don't drive. And they send the fire truck first. Damn it. Now, the fire truck people come in. There's a younger guy and an older guy. The older guy is yelling at me, well, you have to bring the medicine with us, or they won't see her. Okay. So I go upstairs, and I start tearing the house apart, trying to find it. Can't find it. I said, well, they're going to have to see her either way. I can't find it. I go back downstairs, and the younger guy's yelling at her, why are you calling us at 1:30 in the morning? Really, people? She's having chest pains and trouble breathing. Okay. So then we go to hospital. Comes down to she had pneumonia. Actually. And the medicine wasn't working, so it was just making the trouble breathing a little worse. Then she goes, we get a call from the doctor that was on call the night before, the next day, and he says, well, here, I put in this prescription for you. And so we go get that. Now, we go in, I want to say it was Monday of last week. Yeah, Monday of last week in the morning, 7 a.m. for me. Because I had a real bad asthma attack, couldn't catch my breath, tried breathing treatment, nothing was working. And it was just hurting. So, we go in, and the doctor was nice, and goes, well, okay, it's your COPD acting up. Does breathing treatment, does a muscle relaxer, blood work, and a pain med. Blood work comes back, I'm low on potassium. So she gives me potassium, 4 huge fucking horse pills, and tells me, okay, so now that's all that there is. Just keep up with your prednisone and everything. Because she gives me a script for prednisone. And if it gets worse, come in. I said, okay. Well, we come home in about 2 hours after being home. Beth had just taken her medicine while we were at the hospital. And, that was 11. And about 1, we have to go back in. Because she's having pain near her appendix real bad. So we call 911. And we're like, hey, she's having pain. They send out the ambulance. And the one EMT goes, hurry up, we're the only ambulance in the county. Now, this same girl is a woman that laughed at Beth for having chest pain for 3 days and not calling because we didn't want to deal with her. Now, so they put her in one room, triage room, for about 2 hours. Then they move her from the triage room over to another room for waiting results. And we sit there for about another 4 hours at least. They release her. There's nothing wrong with her appendix. We come home. She goes to bed because they had given her a Vicodin right before they released her. And she wakes up to take her pills at 11. And within 20 minutes of taking her pills, she started getting real bad pains again. By her appendix and up the side. So I said, you know what, we're going back. We call the ambulance again. Now it's after 12 when they get here, so now it's the next day. So this is 3 times in about almost 24 hours or so. Less than, because the first call was at 7 a.m. the day before. And they get here. Now it's 2 guys that picked me up earlier that day before. And the guy in the driver's seat goes, you know, I'm going to the chief about you guys because you guys call us too much. And we're not going to pick you up anymore. This is ridiculous. So now they come and get us for that. We go over to the hospital. The doctor comes in and says, well, I can't say anything on your CT about your appendix because CTs are about 24 to 48 hours behind when your appendix starts acting up. So we're going to do an ultrasound of your stomach to make sure you don't have ovarian cysts or anything growing. And if this ultrasound comes back clear, we're going to admit you because it could possibly be your appendix. And ultrasound came back clear. Now, they admit her, and they say, you're going to see the surgeon in the morning. Now, this is the part that pisses me off. Now, we go upstairs about 6, almost 7. Now, they're just changing shifts. And they get me a cot. I'm good. I'm laying down, finally getting some sleep. And the hospitalist comes in and goes, well, I can't see anything on your CT, so we're sending you home. You're not going to see this surgeon. So you're going to release somebody who's having appendix pain because you don't see something on a CT, even though the emergency room had her admit it. I was ready to flip the entire fucking hospital upside down at this point. So, like, we pack up the stuff that we have with us, and we go downstairs, and it's like 10 a.m. now, so we're going to wait the hour till her mom gets up and then have her mom come get us instead of waking her mom up. We're having coffee, talking to somebody, and my cell phone rings. Her mom woke up early to check on her. Well, her mom came to get us, and she was okay for a couple of days. Not even 2 days. And it came down to the fact of, what's it called? Thursday. Her stepfather fell Thursday morning from a mixture of medications. I wasn't holding food down since the day before, and she was having appendix pain again in that area. So, we had her mom take us to the hospital because we didn't want to call the ambulance because they told us they weren't going to get us anymore. So, we go, and they couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. A stomach bug, they said, probably. She had nothing wrong, pretty much. They actually admitted her stepfather to see how things were going. And then Friday, we go do what we gotta do. And when was Friday? Date. 1 second. Sorry, guys. So yeah, Friday was the 3rd. So we had to go get rent and everything like that. And when we get home, she's having real bad chest pains again after taking her pills, and she's just not feeling good because they gave her contrast to drink. Her stomach's still bothering her. So we go back to the hospital. This time we called the ambulance because we're like, you know what, this is getting ridiculous. If we need them, we need them. And I tell the guy what happened on Monday into Tuesday. He's like, you know what? Here's the number. Call my boss. File a complaint, because that complaint will come down to me. And I'll handle it, because I'm tired of hearing this. Because this isn't the first time this has happened, he said. So, now at this point I go, okay. I take the number, we go in. Beth has pneumonia now. Really? It's like neither one of us can catch a break. So, yeah. And so, yeah. Some bullshit. So, Super Bowl Sunday, we go back in. again because Beth is having chest pains again. But on the opposite side of where she's told she has the pneumonia. Sorry, guys. She was told the pneumonia was on the right. It was actually on the left. So she's having pain in the left, going down the arm. Now we're worried another blood clot had hit her lung because she had one around the age of 27, 28, I think. And so we were worried. And we go in. Now, it's the same nurse that saw me Monday for my chest pain and my shortness of breath that was worried. She goes, "You guys really like to be in here, don't you?" No, we don't. We come because we are sick people. Now, it's funny because the ambulance drivers that picked us up, first one is the one up front, did not want to, is the same one that laughed at her, the female, that laughed at her, did not want the guy in the back to do her blood pressure, EKG, temperature, nothing. That's ridiculous. She said, "Oh, they're just going to end up in the waiting room." No, if you have a chest pain, you don't end up in the waiting room. Now, that's how that is. You do the job you are assigned to do. Like, it's like a person working at a burger place going, "Oh, I don't want to make burgers, I just want to make chicken." Okay. Somebody ordered a burger, you make them a burger. You know? I don't know if this is making any sense to you guys, and this video is really long because of all this, but I haven't updated you guys in a while. Well, the bullshit that this girl fucking pulled was when we were going into the emergency room, they put us in the same room they always put us in. And she pushes the stretcher away from her and says, "I'm not going any further." And the nurse said, "Oh, it's you guys." And the ambulance driver goes, "Yes, surprise, surprise." Like, really? Like, I don't need your fucking attitude. So, I was going to call Monday, but my sleeping schedule's been all weird and we had things to do. So, Tuesday, I was like, they usually work 24 on, 24 off. So, I'll call Wednesday. So, I called this morning to Chief Ivers. Don't know if I was supposed to say his name, but oh fucking well. And I said, "I'm having an issue with your EMTs. Please call me back." He calls back and goes, "Well, you guys do abuse the system. You call too much. You have to make sure it's an absolute emergency before you call us." I said, "For us, we do call for what we believe are emergencies. Trouble breathing, chest pain, seizures, not being able to walk because I threw my back out, passing out. Like, what else do you consider emergencies?" So, he's like, "Well, I will talk to them, but you gotta make sure that this is an absolute emergency." And, like, really, dude? Go fuck yourself. Like, at this point, I'm sick and tired of these ambulance drivers thinking that, oh, that's all that there is. One of these ambulance drivers told the chief that we looked like hitchhikers. Now, we would walk down the pathway from our house to where the ambulance would have to go anyway. And I'm actually going to show you what outside looks like. Hold on. This over there is the mailboxes. If I was to walk through that grass, our whole ambulance would be muddy. So now, this is why we walk down to those mailboxes instead of walking through the grass to get to where they're going to pull the ambulance up. So, trying to be respectful to get in the ambulance quicker, a bunch of different things. So, yeah. Now, we look like hitchhikers. So, like I told Beth, for my seizures, we're not calling anymore. I'm sick of the ambulance and the people out here because they're so cliquey and fake nice. We've been called druggies. We've been called alcoholics because our liver levels were high. It's ridiculous. So, yeah.